Hey everybody. Good evening. We are so excited that all of you guys have joined us tonight. My name is Sarah Taylor and I've been using Plexus for about 10 years this month actually. And I'm really excited to share my story with you tonight. But before I do, I wanted to let you know that there will be three different opportunities to earn a gift card this evening. And I'm going to kick that off with a $10 gift card to Amazon because who doesn't like Amazon? To qualify for the Amazon gift card, all you need to do is drop in that chat on a scale of 1 to 10 just how skeptical you are feeling right now. I can tell you guys, I was incredibly skeptical, not only of the Plexus products, but also very much of the opportunity as well. I was a total nutrition and supplement snob, as well as a network marketing snob. I actually thought that I was above this for some reason. So I watched my friend talk about the products for about 6 months, and I even sent her a nasty message about how I didn't think she should be using these products, which is so funny now. But I finally decided to actually do my own research and look into them for myself. And I was surprised that they actually met my crazy standards and that the company seemed to be a legit company. So I decided to click the order button on January 30th, 10 years ago. And very quickly became a huge believer. And I tell you this because I want you guys to understand that it's crazy, crazy normal to be skeptical and to be thinking about things like, do people really make money at this type of thing? Is this going to put me in a lot of debt? You guys, I thought those things too. And when I submitted my order for the products, I actually didn't tell my husband because we were in a place where $300 was make or break for us. We were paying off just mountains of medical debt because I had two very complicated pregnancies. And that resulted in those pregnancies resulted in me losing my six-figure job because I had to be on bed rest and then stay home with my little kiddos. Um, I don't know if any of you guys have been in a situation where you've had just this enormous life change like that and unexpected change to both your income stream as well as all of the expenses in your life, but I absolutely do not recommend that situation. I actually put the products on a credit card because I was just really desperate to feel better. I had been unfortunately battling post breastfeeding weight gain, a lot of mental health struggles after a miscarriage and my two pregnancies. And I had zero energy. My food cravings were just constant. I had canker sores and yeast infections. Sorry for the guys on the call, but lots of belly bloating. And I was living by the coffee pot, had no energy and just counting down the minutes until my husband came home every day. I was miserable. But one day while I was playing with my toddler, about 3 weeks into taking these products, she looked at me and said, Mommy, you're fun now. And she was about 3 years old. And I was just like, that hit me pretty hard, right? And later on that very same day, this was kind of like a light bulb moment for me. Whenever my husband came home, he walked in and we were out jumping on the trampoline. And that was not normal. We were in a situation where he was leaving psychologist contact info around the house for me to find. So I wasn't in a good spot. And so he asked me right then, he's like, what's different? What are you doing differently? And so I told him, and he's like, well, you can't stop taking these products. So we're going to have to figure out how to do this. Can you get them any cheaper? And I said, well, I don't know. I think so. Let me talk to Jamie about that. And I did that. My husband Gavin encouraged me to go make a post on social media because we wanted to get our products paid for. And I did that. And I got my very first customer off the post. That first month when I was sharing, when my check came, it covered the cost of our groceries, my car payment, our mortgage, and my Plexus products. And we were both super floored. Gavin was a financial advisor and he had researched the comp plan, and he knew both of us knew at that moment that this was something that was going to be huge for us. So he actually marched into JP Morgan where he worked and applied for outside approval to join me in this, which I love that spouses can do that. And we started sharing the products and the compensation plan with every single person that would listen to us because of what those two things were doing in our lives. It was an answer to prayers in the most unexpected way, and we were so, so grateful. We paid off of all of our medical debt, our credit card debt. We finally had margin in our finances, and I ended up replacing my old income that first year. And then year two, I replaced my old income multiple times over. And in year three, when Gavin's dad passed away, he realized that what was really important in life was that he wanted to spend time with our kids when they were still young. So he actually retired from his financial advisement career to stay home with us for a few years. And then when the kids went to school, we opened 3 different businesses with our Plexus income. So I just say all of that. So, as a recovering skeptic myself, and for those of you that dropped those numbers in that comment, I want you to understand that I was there. I get you, and I trust me. I am just here to offer you guys some reassurance that it's okay to be skeptical, but to also have some reassurance that this is real. This is not monopoly money. We are not special. And we just shared something that we loved with the people that we loved in hopes that it would impact them the way it did us. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Emerald Ambassador Debbie Hernandez to share her Plexus experience as well.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm super excited. I will tell you that I did not plan on working this business. I feel like I fell into an accidental business, but as we all know, I personally think that nothing is an accident with God. So my family and I were former missionaries. We lived on the mission field for 14 years. And when we moved back, well, I was a stay-at-home mom and I homeschooled our kids. And that was my dream. That's what I wanted to do. I finished my college degree, had my master's, but that's what I did. And I loved it. But when we moved back to the States, I knew we needed to become a 2-income family. And the boys were older and they were ready to be in sports and all the things. And so we decided to put them in school and we had to start over. So we both started teaching. That's what my degree's in. My husband's is in business, but he went to teaching because he didn't want to travel and be away from us. So that being said, I was a hot mess. I really was. I was burning the candle at both ends. I was doing well on the outside, but I was struggling. I was struggling with keeping up with mom life, being a wife, and working and doing a really good job because I don't do anything halfway, as Nikki knows. I do it all the way. And so I'm not going to drop the ball on any of those things, but I was struggling. Also, thyroid issues from being a teen all the way into my 40s. And then on top of that, had a hysterectomy at age 40 shortly after we moved back to the States. And both ovaries removed. So straight into menopause at 40. So I found myself at 43, a really hot mess, master's in health education. And I was exercising and I was trying to eat better, but that wasn't cutting the whole health picture for me. Found Plexus and started using the products, and that just did a game changer for me. Totally transformed my health. If you've ever seen my before and better pictures, that's just a glimpse of what has happened on the inside for me. I sleep like a husband now, and I feel better at 52, almost 53, than I did in my 20s because of what it has done for me. So that being said, the accidental business part is I was kind of like Sarah. I was like, nothing like this is going to help me make more than I can make with my master's. I mean, I just thought that. Never entertained it. But because of how I was feeling and the health changes, naturally, my husband saw amazing health changes too, different story. But naturally, our friends and family just said, "What are you guys doing? You look great," and all the things. And so we just started sharing. And I've been with Plexus over 9 years, watched these ladies admired these ladies for years, and I earned that first iPad. I think that was the first one they ever gave away because of sharing and helping friends and family get healthy too. Earned my first few $100s, and I thought, wow, that's fun. I just thought it was fun, and I didn't think anything. I still did not entertain the business part of it, and never sold anything in my life. But shortly after that, everything was going along. I was feeling better. I was juggling all the balls and handling the stress better. But one of my sons fell and fractured his arm, and he was on pain meds. And I felt like I needed to stay home with him the next day. But as those of you know who might be teachers, it was a state testing day. And you don't miss a state testing day unless you are on your deathbed. You don't. I mean, you can lose your job for it. You just don't. It's not an option. And I was the online testing coordinator for our school. So that was even a bigger deal. And I was pretty much told, you do what you need to do, but we need you here. And that broke my mama heart for the first time ever, not to be able to put my family first. And that was the beginning of it, where I just prayed in my heart. I said, God, please show me another way, because I know I need to have a double income here. Please show me another way or change my heart in this. Little did I know that Plexus was that answer. So God started showing me those things, and I started swallowing my pride and sharing more and being more intentional. And fast forward to today, I'm Emerald, and just God has just really answered the prayers in that area. And if you're a teacher, you know you're capped. No matter what degree you have, you're capped at what you can make, no matter how good of a teacher and how much time you put in. And if you do anything else to earn money, you're taking time away from your family. So God answered those prayers. I've lately just consistency with a product is the name of my game, and consistency and growing and being intentional and learning to be a leader has helped me get to where I am today, to where I started sweeping the contest too all this past year. And it wasn't anything I did differently other than just being consistent and learning and growing. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell, but I'm so thankful and hopeful for the future, and what we've been able to do with this and how amazing the income is. So my question is, and I need you guys to type it in the chat, is just put in there who invited you to this call. Just write the name of the person who invited you, and I'm going to toss it over to Nikki.
Hey guys, I am Nikki Hinkle. So regardless if you were on this call tonight, if you're a VIP, curious about making a little extra money with Plexus, or if you haven't even tried the products yet at all, one thing is so special about our Plexus culture. This call that you're on tonight, this is not just for my team. Debbie and Sarah are both part of my team, but this isn't just for us. It's also not just for the Diamond who created this calls team. Every week, you're going to see new faces on this call and new people, because this call is for the entire company, and it's something that we in the field have created. So that is what's so cool about our Plexus culture, is we lock arms together and we help you and each other learn this business and grow together. So you will not be left alone if you decide to jump in. So what happens after tonight? If you're ready to learn how to earn an extra $300 in the next week, we're going to make this super simple for you. So pull out your phones. What you're going to do is you're going to text EARN to the phone number 936-213-3090. My sister's going to put that in the chat, that phone number in the chat, so you don't miss it. You're just going to text EARN to that number. I'll have someone, and then what's going to happen is you're going to get a welcome text as soon as you get as soon as you send that number. So make sure you're sending our number. You're going to get a welcome text, and then a series of 6 days of text starting tomorrow morning that will tell you exactly what to do to help you start referring your first 3 people. Use these texts alongside your sponsor, and make sure you tell them you've signed up for this challenge so they can help you answer questions and coach you along this journey, and so you're not alone. Everyone you refer will get a $10 off, and you will get money back for referring them. So you can make up to $300 for your first 3 people that you add, which is pretty good for 3 people. If you're not a VIP yet, make sure you get who invited you on to this call. Make sure you get with them so you can get your products ordered, get your referral link so you can start sharing, and then you can start jumping in right now. It's always fun to start something new with other people. So why not grab 3 people and get on the products together? So I'm going to do our last giveaway for tonight. So my question for you is, what would you do with an extra $300? So tell us in the chat so that you can be in the giveaway for a $10 Amazon gift card. So we have 3 of them coming. So now I'm going to share my story with you guys. So I started Plexus. I'm actually different than Debbie. I started it just for the business. I've been in Plexus for over 11 or will be 11 years coming next month, which seems crazy. I actually knew very little about what was being sold. I just thought it had something to do with weight loss. But what I was desperate for was margin in our finances. I was that stay-at-home mom with 4 kids. They were all 7 and under at the time, who was constantly trying to do something to help with our finances. I was a postpartum doula. I was a math tutor. I sewed and embroidered things for people. I even cleaned houses for a little bit, which if you know me, I'm not a very clean person. So that doesn't really make sense. I even tried other network marketing companies. I was one of those extreme couponers. Like I had that big binder that you normally put baseball cards in that was stuffed with coupons that you did not want to get behind in the grocery line. I was basically doing anything that you could to try to stretch a dollar. And I wanted nothing more than to be able to put my daughters in dance lessons and my son in Pee Wee football. But what I really wanted with this paycheck was to be able to go on a date with my husband, which sounds so silly and simple, but we missed anniversaries. He missed ultrasounds because we don't have family here and we couldn't afford babysitters. Like date nights did not happen for us. So my original goal when I started was to make enough money to pay for our groceries and a monthly date night. And with 6 people in our home, I thought that was a really, really lofty goal. Like this was my end game. This was my big goal. And after 3 months, I reached that goal. And I remember being blown away. I was sitting at lunch with a friend when I got a little email saying that I had been paid, and I opened it up to see how much it was. And I just will never forget that feeling of complete overwhelm that day. And as I drove home from lunch, I can still very strongly remember the feeling. Uh, and I prayed to God right there. I knew that I had totally put him in a box with my dreams on where this was going. And it was just that moment of surrendering, of saying, take this where you will. And he made this into so much more than I could have ever dreamed. It's like I said, it's been 11 years now. I'm actually a double diamond household, and we have been for 9 of those 11 years. And to say that this income has changed the trajectory of our future is an understatement. I I want to go back to that young mom that I was 11 years ago with those 4 little kids and tell her to dream big and to not put God in a box of how huge this can be for you and your family. Because it can be so much more than margin. It can be so much more than grocery money. But it turned out to be a fully funded college funds for my kids, our dream home. We just took the kids to Europe this summer, and being able to show them the world is something I would have never dreamed of. And I am just so humbled and blown away by what this has done for us. So I'm going to close with this tonight, and then I'm going to stop the recording and we're going to do our giveaways. But whoever invited you to this call, they believe 2 things. They believe that Plexus could be a blessing for you and that you could be a blessing to others through Plexus. And sometimes it's that grocery money, it's that margin, and we're in a world where the groceries just keep getting more expensive and more expensive, and that truly can be life-changing. But sometimes it could be something way bigger than you could ever imagine, and maybe even open up dreams for you that you didn't know you had. So if you want to learn how to do this, I urge you, don't dream small, don't put God in a box. And please do not delay and think that maybe you'll try this later. Maybe, next month will be a better time. Send the text EARN to 936-213-3090. I feel like an infomercial when I say that. 936-213-3090. And tell your sponsor you are all in and you're ready. And let's run together. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to stop the recording and stay on because then we're going to do our drawings.